everyone, welcome to the next normal. I'm your host, Sister Jenna. Well, we're gonna look at the value of the virtue of resilience today. I was just mentioning to Santosh, it's not one of my favorite areas. I think I live a life of resilience. I don't know if I can break it down completely as to how to be resilient, especially after a tragedy, whether it's emotional, physical, financial, or mental. But I'll give it my best shot. I'll give it my best shot today. Resilience. Resilience. I always like the word silence in resilience. Kind of, for me, the silence is an absence of waste and negative thinking. It's my connection to God, my connection to Baba, that actually will make me a resilient spirit, somebody who can just bounce back after a good smack, after a good smackdown. They have this sport now, I don't know what it's called, but I've kind of seen it online where two people are standing and one person gets ready and they smack the other person down, and I just look at that and I'm like, what in the world is happening? It's just... And some of the individuals are able to get back up and they're groggy, and then some are just not groggy. And I was just, what is happening to us as people? And I'm talking to myself too. How many times algae has smacked me down and I've gotten back up anyway? Whether it's a quiet, hard slap of the ego, it makes me unconscious or dazed. And then I find my senses and I become truthful with my life. Or it's the slap of anger and I ruin a relationship. Or I burn myself up with that heat of rage and destroy my inner kingdom. Or it's that other more subtle slap of attachment, that it's like a drop on a stone, and quietly, over a long period of time, it's carving an indentation into the stone, and you can't change it. It takes a lot. You can't even fill it that easy unless you put something that is unnatural onto the stone. And so that attachment, I speak about these every day in our next normal. Anger, lust, greed, attachment, ego, one of the five, they're always running the show. And so whether it's that slap over and over again, every day, I wake up with the attachment to my gender. I wake up to the attachment of my features. I wake up to the attachment of the way that I dress. And if I were to put on a Christian Dior or a Giorgio Armani, I think I'd look really different. Or whether I'm getting up to the attachment of just life, what I'm just so used to every day, how I live my life every day. Drop, drop, slap, 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 slap. Eventually you get so weak and disheartened and tired, you don't even want to get up. Like, for what? Why do you want to get up? There are two reasons why we sleep. We're tired. It's usually between 10 and 5. That's our sleep mode. In the afternoon, you take a power nap, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Get that energy back in your cells and your body. But when I'm sleeping over and over again, what am I in denial of myself? Slap. 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, the same pattern. After a while, I don't even realize what I used to be when I was in my sense of power and strength and glory. In my practice of the Brahma Kumaris as an instrument, we have an advanced teaching called the Murli. And the Murli is every day, Monday through Sunday. Monday through Friday, it's 6:30. Saturday, Sunday, 7:30, 8 o'clock. Usually goes for about an hour. I used to conduct those classes every day for 20-something years. I never missed a class. When I moved to Shanti village and I started to have to take care of Sister Gita's dementia, and so many of my mentors passed away, whether it was Daddy Prakashmani, Daddy Janki, Daddy Gulza. In many ways, even though Sister Gita was living with me, she had passed. She wasn't the same person, but her presence was unforgettable. And so my patterns changed, but I consciously chose to change it. I wasn't changing my patterns in the morning because I was tired or lazy. I changed my pattern because I'm looking for deeper truths for myself. I'm looking for answers that will give me some deeper sense of realization and honesty with myself. So I'd wake up in the mornings and I would sit and I'd write. Maybe I'd record a message to myself and listen to it. Enjoy my cup of coffee or snack in the morning. Think. Look at the phone. Look at messages. See what's been happening. Waste of time, by the way, for that one. And then by, 6:37, I'm ready. I'm getting ready to meet you. And inside of me, I'm looking for my answers. To live an authentic life. To give me that sense of resilience. Resilience even from patterns that aren't healthy for me. When I catch myself in a pattern that it's not healthy for me, I do ask myself, what is happening to you? You see, resilience requires you to always keep checking first what's wrong. You're not as focused, you're not as enthusiastic, you're not as inspired, you're not as motivated. You say more no's than you say yes. You don't want to be around people too much. I'm giving you all the examples. Something that's easy seems difficult. A lot of time is wasted. You're always split in two different directions. Somebody might be talking to you and they can see someone's talking to me, but I'm somewhere else. I'm not interested in talking. Yeah, what are you saying? Because I've consumed my consciousness with things that are not of use. And it's just influencing me. And I don't have the resilience to come back from that stage if I keep feeding it like that drop of water on the stone every day. Anger, lust, greed, attachment, ego. Do we have the resilience to come back after these energies of consciousness give us that blow, have knocked us down, made us disheartened? You might think resilience is required after an election, after a divorce, after the loss of a job, after a serious health condition. Oh, wait. The resilience of your mind. Those thoughts. Where you spend most of your energy is what you consume. Consumes it in your thinking, your personality, your vibrations, the way you make decisions, the way you think about things, the way you roll in life. If what you consume is waste, you waste your life. if what you're consuming is about building and creating and opening up new opportunities, it's that you're catching thoughts that are useful for progress, to create something that's better for the whole. And I'll tell you something about algae. It always has an excuse. Algae always has an excuse to keep you down. But the opposite to algae, peace, purity, joy, love, and truth, wisdom, the opposite to algae, is the crux of your resilient spirit. You want to develop resilience in your personality, you have to invest in peace, purity, joy, love, and truth. Self-care, meditation, letting the past be the past, journaling, exercise, forgiving, accepting is included. But at a soul level, to find your power to come back your greatest losses, it will require an accumulation of peace, purity, joy, love, and truthfulness in your spirit, at your core as a person. I think the areas that I can identify where maybe the world will call it resilience or a comeback didn't come because of my algae. It came because of my truthfulness with my spirit. And whenever I'm truthful to my spirit, resilience follows. They go hand in hand. You can't be a resilient person if you keep giving yourself excuses. In Baba's teachings of the Brahma Kumaris, he said over and over again, this deception, giving yourself excuses, is your weakness. And I look at my life and I ask the soul playing the part of Jenna, what's next for you? I've been asking this question for 2 years. What's next? What's next? I'm not talking about the show. I'm not talking about my teachings. I'm not talking about the Meditation Museum. What's next? It has to be something from deep in your spirit. It calls you, truthfully, to where you let Baba work through you. Haven't gotten the answer yet, but I'm waiting for it. Like, what's next? Every year we used to do projects on Daddy Prakash Mani Day, which lands here in Washington on June 10th. By the way, mark that in your calendar, Daddy Prakash Mani Day. It's a day for peace. Mayor Anthony Williams, the former Mayor Anthony Williams, had proclaimed her day when she visited Washington in 1999. And from that point onwards, every year, an initiative was launched. From the planting of peace trees on Capitol Hill, to the Pentagon, to showcasing the values of countries lined up in the city, to presenting the three worlds of consciousness that I love so much: the soul world, the subtle world, and the physical. It's such a resilient time, you know, because every day you were just coming up with something new, something better, something more powerful. And I think we stop the power of resilience being served in the soul because of comforts. We get into these comfort zones that even if there's a tragedy, we're like, oh yeah, it happens because we've got our comfort zone. So as long as I'm not affected, I'm okay. But what happens to one person happens to the whole. We're all a collective universe. And the energy of resilience is strengthened when you practice or you serve the pillar of pure thoughts. Love, peace, purity, truth, joy. When your pillar of thoughts are pure and positive and optimistic and serviceable and creating and motivational and inspiring, not waiting for someone to do it for you, but you do it because it's in your spirit. You're motivated, you're inspired. That's resilience to me. It's getting over the trauma of your algae attacking you every day. The trauma of election results. The trauma of a divorce. The trauma of a loss of money. You know, we had closed the meditation museum for a little bit over 3 years. And we still had to finance the space because we had built the meditation museum for quite a number of years. And how do we come back from that? How do we encourage the people to come back into the museum as we reopen our doors? To be resilient, to still be in the same place, the same house, the same business, the same land, and build it better than it was before. That's resilience. That's that through the slap and the TKO, the technical knockout, the temporary knockout, when you get up, you feel like you're stronger because you're pulling from the deepest strengths within you to say, let's keep going. It's a part of the journey. Being slapped down, knocked down, pushed down, kicked down by this algae, it's a part of the journey. But to stay there and to let it be your companion, your pillow, your bed, your comforter, and to make it more important to you than life. It's so painful. It's sad. You think about being in America, it's thrived to be one of the greatest nations, and you come here for opportunity and you end up a criminal. Instead of working hard, you end up robbing banks. Instead of, let's say you're born in the country, you build yourself, you go to high school, college, get educated, you do startups, you create, you innovate. What a great opportunity, huh? Then to be in a place that gives you so much, but then you take advantage of it, that you just become weak. And so resilience for me, and I'm thinking about my own life when I'm not feeling so good, and one of the beautiful things I will always tell my family, guys, I'm not doing so well today, look out for me. That's my truth speaking, because this algae is kind of trying to knock me down again and again and again. and I go back to that energy of truth and the spirit and the purity of the spirit and what Baba tells me I am. That's resilience. What God tells you you are. A pure, peaceful, powerful, immortal, eternal, spiritual being of energy, here to uplift humanity. That's your resilience. That's where your resilience is rooted, is in your positivity, the way you speak to yourself, your affirmations, building a pillar of positive thoughts and pure thoughts that you can depend on and fall back on if you get slapped. TKO. So there's something that we do in the Brahma Kumaris called traffic control. And every hour we pause, remind ourselves we're souls, and we go to Baba. And we connect to God's light, and we just bless the souls of the earth. It'll make you resilient. So let's just take a moment of silence and take a deep breath in. Breathe in, breathe out. Sometimes I wonder if just breathing every day is an act of resilience. Because it means that I'm alive. And to remain alive is to keep pushing through no matter what. No matter what is for you or what is against you, you keep pushing. You use your peace and your truth and your purity and your love, your powers that's within you, the Spirit, to push through no matter what. And I invite you to just look at your life right now and see if you require resilience today. Push through. Could be the people around you or your spouse, they're just not in alignment with your vision or your growth. Could be the people in your job. You don't feel their passion, their interest. Their minds are somewhere else. They're only there for a paycheck. But you run the company and you can see it. You can't fire them. You don't want to. You want to see them grow and develop. Perhaps at the core of resilience is your intimate relationship to God. The one who's all-powerful, all-loving, all-pure. So I invite you to sit in the lap of God, the Supreme Power, and trust that that vibration is coming through you. To build, to create, to manifest, to survive it all. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Let's go to our awakened intelligence and see if it supports. What is resilience based on Brahma Kumaris or Raj Yoga? Let's try that. So let's take a look at the steps, Santosh. Here's a guide on using Raj Yoga to build resilience. Can you scroll through, please? Strengthen inner awareness. Good. Number 2. Cultivate peace and stability. Excellent. Number 3. Strengthen the mind with positive affirmations. Detachment from negative influences. That's a good one. Number 5. Build emotional stability through self-compassion. I think many of us needed that after the elections. Focus on a higher power and a higher purpose. Very good. Practice consistent inner cleansing. Wow. Continue. Now create a routine of Raj Yoga meditation like we do on a regular basis, and the traffic control break where you pause every hour on the hour to just keep reminding yourself who you are, who you, the soul, belong to, and what's your purpose. Let us go to our sweet, beautiful Sister Gita and hear what blessings she has for us today.
And we have another day to get off the grid into the heart, which carries the qualities of purity, peace, love, bliss, truth, which is our strength. The grid is like the algae, anger, lust, greed, attachment, and ego. Meditation practice. Take one aspect of yourself which you want to change. A few times a day, create just 1 or 2 very positive, powerful thoughts which will help change that negative habit or character trait. Take all the energy and enthusiasm you can muster. This will create a very powerful sanskara. When that positive thought for change comes into your mind again, it will bring with it the experience of enthusiasm. This will help you to put that intention into action at the appropriate time. For example, if you want to give the habit up of criticizing people, throughout the day, keep creating the positive thought, I see all as peaceful and beautiful souls. Instead of criticizing their weaknesses, I will only see their virtue, or I must first change my own weaknesses before criticizing the weaknesses of others. We only recognize what we have inside, so you help yourself by looking inside and see, why do I criticize? Okay, so think about these wonderful things. Thank you. Have a wonderful and reflective day. Om Shanti.
Thank you. Today's Avyak signal. We're all focusing today on the month of success. In order for servers to be constant embodiments of success, begin to think what it would be like to be close to God the Father. But simply remember one phrase: follow the Father. Whatever actions you perform, check whether it's God's task. If it's the Father's task, then it'll have to be yours. If it's not God's task, then it should not be yours. So always keep this yardstick of checking with you. Then just as the Father is always an embodiment of success, in the same way you will also always be an embodiment of success. There's a saying, what is mine to do? And when you really understand the love of God and the energy of God, the energy, there's such an energy that flows through you. There's just so much life in you. You're not lazy or slothful or making easy things hard. You're just energized. Love moves things. Love, things I used to feel when Sister Gita was around. Hi Brinda, you're welcome. Hi Rashmi, Shobha, Kinnari, Sonia, Joanne, Gigi, Lilawati, Kushali, Jagruti, Om Shanti. Hi Dinesh, Papu. This is exactly what I needed to hear starting my day with this new mindset. Thanks Papu. Hi Jokes Guru, Anita, Manmohan. It's amazing how one thought can shift everything. So true, no? Hi Divya Baba, Rank, Love Sea Salt, Deepika. Hi Deepika. And nice to see you, Indu Travel Qua. Zu. I love these names on your handles. Hi Divya Aurora. Thank you so much everyone for joining me on the next episode of, a current episode of The Next Normal. And just take care of yourselves and keep up the good fight. Just keep loving everybody the same. Life will be so easy for you. That's the art. Take care. Om Shanti.